Hey, a little
Good
chat
morning.
in the morning. What did you think?
I think it's cute. What
Oh,
does everyone in the chat think?
what does everyone in the chat think? Yeah, that would be nice to know. Let us know what you think. I'm for some reason the YouTube stuff is popping up, but the StreamYard stuff is not popping up.
What do you mean it's not popping up?
It's not popping up. Hi, Akila. It's not popping up. It's just
Well, you got it on comments?
yeah, I'm in comments. And I can see Akila, but I can't see Sherry and Janet and Gerald and Maruta Keelers.
I can't either, but I had the pop-out chat up. On StreamYard, I can only see Akila.
I know, is that interesting? That's weird. I don't know why.
On the pop-out chat, I can see everyone. You want me to tell you who's there?
Yeah, I can see them. I just can't bring them over. So we can say hi to Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Good morning.
Janet P.
Janet. Good morning.
Gerald, what a sweet compliment. That's so sweet.
Good morning, Gerald.
And Maruta Keeler.
Hi, Maruta.
And we have, and Akila. So far coming in. So, and there's DB.
I don't have Akila on
the other chat. Isn't that weird?
GDB. Isn't that odd?
It is odd. So we're going from one place to the other. And
good morning, GDB.
Yeah, interesting.
It looks like you have two streams planned. That's what Gerald says.
How do I have two streams planned? Where do I go?
Maybe that's it. Maybe you've got two streams going.
Wow. I don't know how to fix that. I didn't do anything different.
I don't know how to fix it either. And I couldn't from here anyway.
I know. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, I could copy and paste, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Then, if that's true, then you must have two pages going. The one that I have pulled up, that I have the chat popped out on.
Yes.
We are not on there. It says you're waiting for Dream Detective Kate.
Oh, well, let me type something.
So there must be another one. Did you create two streams in StreamYard? Because YouTube listed.
Yes, I did by accident. An upcoming notice. But there's only one. Oh, there we go. Here it is. Kate, did you stream here because YouTube listed separate videos plan? I'm so sorry. I didn't know that I had two going. So yeah, when I posted the announcement, there were two.
What we need to do is find, you more than me.
Yeah, do I need to go delete one or have everybody pop on?
The one that we're actually airing on, yes. Mm-hmm. That would be the one that we're here.
So let me make an announcement. Please go to other stream.
On that one, yes.
Yeah.
I will see if I can. Let me see.
Oh my gosh. They didn't call me a knucklehead for nothing.
Okay. I have found, I think.
We want me to go and cancel it?
Wait, let me see if I found the right one. I did. Okay. All right. I found the one we're actually on. I'm going to pop that chat out. And close the other one.
Let's see.
And close that one and get this one.
I made Tarostash a moderator, but it doesn't say that it's.
You do need at least one moderator.
I know. I'm like, okay, how do we?
You can do it. You have to do it from YouTube.
Yeah, I just did. It said Tarostash is now a moderator.
Okay. Please talk amongst yourselves.
Yes, please.
Good morning, everyone.
So okay, so let me see if I can go cancel the other one. Okay.
No, I'm not a moderator, Gerald. I'm not.
Okay.
No. She doesn't, I don't think she has any moderators. Do you?
No,
Have you?
because I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Okay.
So
let me see. Let me find my chat that I can speak on here. Okay, you have made Gerald a moderator.
oh, good. It's on
Do
there.
you know how you did it?
Oh, I did. So let me see this. I found the other link. Edit video. How do I cancel it?
If you go, well, let me let you do that before I say something. But
Okay.
you did throw a wrench to Gerald. While she's doing that,
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you, this is my special cup from my dad. It says 50 and the legend lives on. When he was 50 years old, I gave it to him for a gift.
Nice.
And on my 50th birthday, he gave it back to me. And it's one of the few things that I kept of his when he passed was this. And I also kept his tape measure he always kept in his pocket. The only two things I kept from him. So he's with us today.
Okay, so I have deleted the old one. Let me see if I can put in the link
Don't
for
delete
the new
this one.
No, yeah, no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I just want to copy and paste. There we go. And I will figure this out sooner or
Tape
later.
measures are important.
Yeah.
You know, he just always had it. And I never noticed it until he got old. Because I don't think he carried one when he was a young person.
Uh-oh. Okay, since I deleted the video, the stream doesn't work.
What's
So where
stream?
everybody was on.
What do you mean?
The one that everybody was on.
Everybody's on the one that we're streaming.
Now. Okay, they're all on? Okay.
They're all on the one we're streaming on, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, Gerald said everyone has moved here.
Awesome.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Should we try this again? Should we start over?
Okay, start over.
We'll do the presentation again.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so we want to know what you guys think.
Yes, we want to know what you think about the intro. Gerald said he has to up his game now.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. I love it.
Gerald, you know me. I've got plain black coffee in my cup. What are you drinking, Kate?
I have hot chocolate with marshmallow whipping cream. We are so excited. Shall I take a sip?
Akila woke up to sexy as heck again.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. That's so cute.
Maruta likes the Pink Panther vibe.
Yes. It's actually called Spy. So just to clue you guys in, when you have Apple, and I have an Apple computer, I have a new Apple computer, and it comes with the ability to make your own movies, to make your own slideshows, your presentations, your all of this graphic arts stuff. And it comes with the computer. So, the one Sterling has an Apple computer. Cash
Right.
Peters has an Apple computer. And the way that you can tell that is because it's a template. So I modify the words and the pictures, and it brings in the fancy graphics. And I would love to take credit for being able to do all of that, but I don't know how to do all of that. I do.
I think Sterling actually has someone does his.
Well, someone that has an Apple computer, because I can actually set up my own to look like his.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a template. And it's still fun. And I don't think there's anything wrong with using someone else's template, especially if it just makes your day and, is a jazzy, fun kind of.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So it's a spy one. Is that like, oh.
Gerald's is saying don't give away all the secrets.
Okay. I did it all.
I am playing peekaboo with Monkey. He is like a camera hog. He wants to be.
Too cute. Okay, well, we will keep it, and I won't give away all the secrets, but I didn't want to take all the credit for something.
Yeah. Sherry's saying that she has a non-Apple computer and she makes movies like that too.
Good. So, awesome.
I'm completely tech challenged, so I hit the button that says live, and that's what I do. The extent of what I know how to do.
Yeah. It's all good. So
okay.
I
was going to tell you that on the side of people's names on in the YouTube chat.
I would have to go do that.
If you I'm telling you how to make a moderator.
Okay.
On the side of a person's name. So the way you made Gerald a moderator is you clicked the three little icons on the side.
Yeah.
And you clicked make a moderator.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And so that's the way that you make the moderators. And you can take them, if they don't want to be a moderator, then you remove moderator the same way. That's the easy way. The hard way is to go into your analytics on YouTube, on your page, and manually put in everybody's address that you want to be a moderator.
Oh, wow.
So that's the hard way.
Yeah, that does sound like the hard way.
And once you have a show, you have access, whether you replay the chat or not, you have access to the chat on that show. You can go back after a show and make moderators.
Okay. Got it.
So you don't have to do it right now, but you could go back later and pull the chat up and follow the chat along and make anybody a moderator that you wanted to be a moderator.
Okay. In the YouTube.
In the YouTube, yes.
Yeah. In the YouTube.
I think you can do it in StreamYard too, but I haven't tried that. Good morning, Janet. Lauren Hunsinger marked when it was 11:11.
I know, I saw that. That was really nice.
That was 4 minutes ago. And
so we had fun.
Yes.
I had fun doing that. It was, it was a challenge, and I kind of felt like, well, let's just try and see what happens. Just like me, setting up too. I'm sort of all bumbling along, so we'll just try and see how it all goes.
Gerald says you cannot add moderators in StreamYard. Good to know. I didn't think they added something that you can do in there now, but I don't know exactly what it is, and I'm not interested in finding out.
So we want to know what's in your cup this morning. What are you sipping on, and
What is everyone drinking this
what is
morning?
everybody drinking?
Oh, here, I'm going to do this. Something that I usually do on my channel for my welcome.
Lots of water, lemon water. Yummy. Maruta's got morning water. Yummy. Janet's got lemon water.
Lemon water sounds really nice.
It is. Yeah, it is. Iced coffee. Ooh, nice. Does yours have whipping cream in it, Gerald? Mine does. I had to have a little extra today.
How do you only drink 1 cup of coffee, Judy B? I drink coffee all day.
I used to do that too. So mango flavored Pepsi. What?
That's interesting.
Mango flavored. I don't think we have mango flavored. Have you heard of that, Deb?
I live in Texas. These people, the extent of their palate is cherry whatever. and diet. That's the extent of their palate here. So no, they don't even offer it here as far as I know.
I don't think they do here in California either. Hot lemonade. Yum.
Maruta is sensitive to caffeine too.
Good morning, Maya. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Tell us what's in your cup. We want to know what's in your cup.
Good morning. No.
Yeah. I just recently discovered that coffee was a source of a tummy upset. And so it was, I had to switch to tea. It's not the caffeine, it's just the coffee, which is, interesting to have that discernment. Cold coffee. Iced coffee. Yeah. Yummy. But
Mother's Taro drinks coffee all day too, so at least I'm not the only one.
Believe me, I used to drink it all day long. I could drink coffee at 10 o'clock at night and still drop off and go to sleep. It wasn't the caffeine that was bothering me. Oh, too cute. Ooh,
coffee ice cream is yummy.
It is yummy. Yep, it is.
Yeah, ice cream is something I have to stay away from because I have lactose intolerance. So. We might get hit with a copyright infringement if we did that.
Yeah, we might.
Although I stopped drinking that brand a while back because I think they did something different in their roasting process or something. It just doesn't taste the same to me.
I totally remember as a child the sound that the can made when you first did that. The first can opener puncture, and the smell that would come out. And I remember as a kid thinking, I can't wait to be old enough to drink this, because my mom used to say, no, we're not going to let you guys have coffee because it will stunt your growth. My mother was 6 feet tall, in 1929. So I mean, it was like she was the tallest person in the county. And
Right.
to tell us that she didn't want to stunt our growth was kind of an inside family joke. Like, seriously, we're all going to be so tall it won't matter. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. But I loved the percolator. I loved watching it change colors as it went into the little white or clear glass top of the percolator. I loved that. And the smell, that meant it was morning, it was breakfast, everything. It was the start of the day. It was part of that ritual of things that would happen during the day.
Yes.
And my folks could drink it all day long. They bought one of those church size percolators where you practically pour the whole can into the top and fill up this huge 30-gallon or whatever it is percolator that you just use the little nozzle on. They had that in their house. It was just the two of them. But I guess they got tired of making more and more pots of coffee. And this way they didn't have to. So, Maruder's in the tall group too. So cool. And you grind your own beans? Seriously? Wow. That is awesome. Sherry, you're 5 feet tall? You must be over 5 feet tall. 5'2". 5 feet tall. Lots of coffee. But yeah, it was one of those families saying things that says, do this, don't do that. That the parents grew up thinking, was real, right? Don't step on a crack. Don't.
Right. All that stuff we used to do as a kid.
Wow. Yeah.
Jumping on the. I remember doing that I got in trouble in school one time for doing that in the hall.
For not stepping on the cracks?
Right, because they were the big tiles.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
And you know what? And everybody would say them. Or if your hem got stuck, if you put it on your hem of your skirt got tucked up a little bit, they would say, "Quick, make a wish," and then come over and go wham, and the fabric would fall back down again. But there was something about just these funny little quirky things. Like, why would you why would you think that the hem of my skirt held the power to make a wish come true? It was just like, where did this come from?
When you're a kid, you believe the things adults tell you.
But they must have heard it from somewhere. You know what I mean?
Well, yes, they heard it when they were children.
When they were children.
Yes.
like grandma's pot for turkey dinner. Why do we keep using this thing? Oh my gosh. Too cute. Now, come on, Sherry.
Bunny Girl says, I also loved this too when I went to my grandmother's house. Maxwell was the brand. And she watched it purr.
My mom did the one with the mountain. He's holding a cup up to the mountain, and there's a mountain behind him. I'm trying to think what it's called. It might have been Folgers. Hey, there's Ron. How you doing?
Hi, Ron. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? What's in your cup? We want to know what you're sipping on. I love that phrase.
Mother's Tarot says, if my dad cleared his voice, someone immediately would deliver him a cup of coffee with cream and sugar in it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Good morning, Ron. I hope we didn't skip over anyone. But we had a little technical difficulty at the beginning, though. So, Ron needs a wrench.
Okay.
You can throw me one too. I put a comment in.
Okay.
A little farther up.
Alrighty. How far up?
I don't know.
If you guys had any idea what this looks like from behind the scenes, it's hysterical. One day we'll just have a camera in the background and everybody can see what's going on because it's pretty funny. Well, I think it's pretty funny. I'm not finding you, Deb.
Well, here.
No, that's okay. Let's see.
Well, did you find it?
Maybe I need new glasses. You sure it's not on the one that I dropped off?
There.
Okay. There you are. Da 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 da.
Yeah, Marita said Folgers does have mountains on the label.
There we go. Okay, cool.
Yes, their tagline did used to be mountain grown.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Who had Juan Valdez? Do you remember Juan Valdez with his little burro?
Yes.
Which
Little
one
burro.
was that? Which one was that?
I don't know. I don't know. But I remember the little burro. And he had a beautiful voice. He had one of those voices like the guy that was in Fantasy Island. The deep voice that was so rich and yummy. So yeah.
Mr. Rourke. Who played Mr. Rourke? It was, I can see his face. I can't say his name.
Yeah.
It's all downhill from here. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. This one's the learning process.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been on before, but you haven't been on the morning show with.
Yeah. There's a lot going on here.
And you hadn't made the moderators yet either. So.
Right.
And you'll be making some more as you go along. Hi, Ron. Good morning. That's it. The fresh cocoa beans from coffee beans, not cocoa beans, Sherry. The fresh coffee beans from Colombia.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Gvalia, is that how you say it? They do have good coffee. Yeah. Excellent coffee.
Yeah. I really loved Lavazza, which is an Italian, I think, brand. We had it when we were in Malta and Germany, and it's really, really popular. It's a little blue cup, Lavazza. It's amazing. It didn't have any of the bitterness or aftertaste, and for someone who'd been drinking it for a really long time, I felt like, wow, that's unexpected. It's so nice when there's something that pops in. It's like, well, wow, where have you been all this time? Right. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yes, he is a fictional character. Juan Valdez is a fictional character for ads for the National Federation of Coffee Growers of Colombia. So he's the face of the
Federation.
The conglomerate of companies.
Yeah. Very interesting. So what do you want to talk about today, Deb?
I don't know. What would you like to talk about, Kate? I came this morning with a cup of coffee and a headache, so I feel hungover, and I didn't do anything to get the hangover for.
There was no party. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault.
Yeah, but it's still, I just want to share that and give some empathy for that, because there's nothing worse than starting your day with a
It's an energy hangover, I'm pretty sure. There's been a lot of very strong energy going on lately.
That's true. A lot of stuff flying around. Because sometimes it kind of feels like it's like, oh my gosh, what's next, right? What's coming down the pike next, and how are we going to adjust to that? This constant adjustment. Do you guys get earthquakes in Texas? Because is it just?
We do, but they are few, far between, and not very strong. So very often we don't even feel them.
Yeah. So when an earthquake hits, just to give you an example, in California, I remember sitting on my couch watching something, and my couch started rocking like a rocking chair. So, back and forth and back and forth. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of nice. And then I sat up and went, but this isn't a rocking chair. So why is this moving? Okay.
Right.
So you kind of have this, initially you have this feeling like, oh, something's happening. And then there's like this delay. And then your brain kicks in and says, that's not supposed to do that. Okay, so the wall's not supposed to do that. It's not supposed to move like that. But there's this delay in actually, figuring it out inside your brain. It's like when you're walking or you're driving during an earthquake, you won't feel it because the two things are in motion together. So
Yes.
you don't feel it. It's only when you're stationary and solid and steady that you can actually feel the rumble and the move of the earth happening. And that's exactly what it's doing. It's kind of going like a rolling thing, kind of like Dune, right? The little guy in Dune, or not the big guy, right? That's doing that thing like that. And so whatever you're sitting on has, repeats that feeling. And when it's all done, you kind of feel like, well, wait a minute, is it going to happen again? Should I put on a seatbelt on my couch? Right? So crazy after effect kind of feeling. And that's what this energy feels like. It feels like
Yes.
the after effect of an earthquake where you're kind of going, wait a minute, what was that? Is there something I need to be doing? And how can I feel like it's more calm? That things are more calm. Gerald, I had a vivid and intense dream overnight. Clarity and intense growth is coming your way. Awesome. If you could share how you knew that, what were your symbols? That would be awesome to let us know.
Marita, I don't know, is this a chevron amethyst?
Hmm.
Is that what you're talking about? If it is, I have one. And I hold on to it a lot.
Little hands growing. Oh, that's so cool, Ron.
Okay. Well, I will keep it closer to me than usual. See if that helps.
Nice.
Are you reading?
I posted some things and then I was waiting to see if Gerald would let us know what the symbols were in the dream so that others could see that or experience that as well.
Oh. Wow.
Nice. Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm so excited that you remembered it vividly. That is awesome. Hi, Roz.
Roz liked to watch I can remember the coffee percolating even on, my mom at one point had a glass coffee pot that she put on the stove, and I stood there and watched the coffee brew.
Nice.
The whole time it was brewing until it finished. So she had a percolator too, but that one was the most fun because the whole coffee pot was glass.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Oh my gosh.
Ethnicity, are you asking if it's morning or are you? She said hello.
I don't think we've seen I Am Roz here before.
I don't believe we have either.
Yeah. It's
nice to have you with us.
Yep.
So how was you had an adventure yesterday?
We did. We had a very good adventure.
Is everything back to normal, or are you still recovering from your power being out?
The power's back on. Gratefully, we are so grateful it's back on. There was a situation where it had been snowing for several days, so the snow on the roof lines and on the trees kept growing and growing and growing, and there would be these loud crashing noises, and it was just the tree branch letting go of all of the snow that was accumulating. So there was more white out the window than green. Okay, it was serious. It was like, oh my gosh. Okay. The car had about 2.5 feet of snow covering it, the part that was exposed to the snow. And then the power went out. So John, my husband, is a genius, and we have a backup system that will provide some kind of normalcy, but it didn't cover the heat, because the heat is really takes a lot of power. It draws a lot of power. So we were there. We were cold. We were watching movies and stuff, and we were able to bring out the camping stove and have grilled cheese. And we had hot coffee, and he had coffee. I had tea and hot water, and so we were pretty comfortable. It was like, okay, it'll come on any minute because the power company is pretty good. He kept checking to see what the problem was, where the problem was. And it was, sorry, just have to put that one up.
Yeah, I saw it.
Anyway, so what happened was that there was a locked gate. So within minutes, the power company knew where the problem was, but they couldn't access it. And to me, I'm like, hey, I'll get you a bulldozer. Just go get the power back on, right? Because it was 30 degrees inside. It was 22 degrees outside. So we were, it was pretty bare cold to the bone. And then
we're just asking where you are.
Oh,
what state are you in? I was going to answer for you, but you can answer for yourself.
I'm not seeing it.
You don't see? She said, she asked what state I was in, and I answered her, and she said, I'm sorry, I meant to ask Kate.
Yeah, I'm in California. I'm in the foothills of the Sierras toward Reno, Nevada. So we're in the state. If you think of the state of California, there's a sharp elbow curve. We're at that elbow. We're right at that elbow. Long story short, the power came back on 5 minutes before a practice group. I was totally thrilled to be able to jump on the practice group, and I was all bundled up and everything, but it didn't matter because we knew that we were going to be okay from that point on.
She was bundled up.
Yeah, bundled.
Ron's working on setting up his generator because they've got a big snowstorm coming today and another one on Saturday.
If you don't have power, you can't do your show. If you don't have power, you can't have the internet. You can't email. It just affects everything.
Yeah, you're cut off from civilization, just like they used to be before the internet.
Right. Yeah. So it's been an interesting experience because we're new to the area, and so we're still trying to figure out how to have the best systems. When funds are not, hugely available, it can add up really fast. A lot of the neighbors have put in really huge generators outside, but they're tens of thousands of dollars. I don't know about in other places, but here, if you want a good generator, it's over 10 grand. And
where Ron is, he doesn't even have, his toilet doesn't work when there's no power. So that's
how does that happen? I thought it was just water.
It must be hooked up to the electricity somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've heard him say that before, that if he doesn't have power, he doesn't have, I guess there's no running water at all. Is that right, Ron? You have no running water at all when your power is out?
No toilet without power. And Leilani, we're up the hill. We're up the hill, 17 hills from Auburn. No, 14 hills from Auburn. Wow.
Oh, power for the pump. It's on the well.
Yes. The water doesn't come in. So we've lived in that circumstance too, and the neighbors were like, "Well, just fill up your buckets with snow and bring it into the bathroom." We're like, oh my God. Yeah, we're storing snow so that we have water.
If you were out of power that long enough, you would have to resort to that. But
yeah, an electric pump or a backup power supply to the pump, right? So that it doesn't go out. But that's hard too, because there again, anytime you're dealing with extra kind of backup system, auxiliary or generators, it's it's costly, because then the rest of the year it just sits there idle. and then you're paying the gas and everything else. So
Right.
certainly hope that we can figure out the solar stuff quickly. Figure it
Yes.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Still need access to water. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And I feel for these folks that have medical needs where, they have to power their medical uh, um, equipment.
Devices. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really something. So this morning we saw nothing but green again. The sun is out. It's shining. It's beautiful. It's sparkly because, the sun hits the snow and all of a sudden there's all the glittering and glowing going on in the snow reflecting back up. And we thought about going out today, but no, we're going to wait for them to plow the roads again and wait for some more snow to dry or to melt off the car. Talk about lazy. Let the sun do the work, right? Let the sun
Right.
do it. Yeah.
I have seen that, Maruta. I have seen those survivor posts.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
watched both The Fifth Column, and I think he explained in depth during one of the snowstorms in the South or ice storms, in depth how to do something like that, how to heat a room with very little.
Right.
With
Yeah. Oh my gosh. See, 2000.
yeah, to get it set up.
Yeah, it's really expensive. Whole house generator, 14 grand. It's like,
That was when she did hers 10 years ago.
yeah. And they keep talking about putting the all the power stuff underground so that the trees falling or the branches or whatever, it doesn't affect it.
Right.
But for them to get the state of California is so big. So, for them to get all of the critical spots done, digging up the street, digging up the road, it's how you going to get there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I talked to a friend in Sacramento who's only an hour and a half away from me, and their whole community is underground. So they never lose power. It's like,
That would be lovely.
I know, right?
I live in Texas, so our power grid is iffy at best. And it won't even be hot or cold, and they'll be telling us they're thinking about doing rolling blackouts.
Right. Yeah.
And there is no excuse for it.
Right.
Not where, I mean, I live in a place where people have money.
Mm-hmm.
So people with money can get up and leave, and all of those with no money, like me, we get to stay here and suffer. So,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't happen here because there is enough wealth in the state that the infrastructure should work.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we need. Oh, we haven't seen this one in a while.
Oh, this is Willie.
Hi,
This is my baby Willie. Come here, baby.
Oh,
Come here. He hardly ever wants to be on camera.
oh
Look
my
at the camera,
God.
baby. See my baby.
It's a beauty.
He's very annoyed now because I made him take his picture.
Oh,
Excuse me, I have to bend over.
that's okay.
I
Look. Oh my gosh.
so yeah, he doesn't like the camera, so he doesn't come very often to be. Oh, good.
Yeah, this one.
A tarot book for our upcoming live. What did you order? Our upcoming live. You're talking about the one on March the 7th, are you? Next week, Gerald will be coming to my channel for. We're just going. We don't have a subject yet, but to throw cards and do readings.
Cool.
On March the 7th, fairly early in the morning.
See you next time, Sherry.
Bye, Sherry. What did you order?
thought I saw it on there, but now I'm not seeing it.
Oh, it's for that live for the ethics show. We're going to do a show about ethics on the 13th, I believe.
Okay, cool. Here it is. Ethics of reading. Cool. Very cool.
Yes.
It is a challenge to figure out how to provide for all of the comfort stuff that we are used to. It's difficult when, you think, oh, cool, our house is paid off. We don't have to worry about that. And then something else comes along where it's like, really, we have to figure out this stuff. I know we were talking about going solar, but John understands the science behind what they're doing with the solar panels. And so the cost outweighs what they would provide for us at this point. And he knows the technology is moving along really quickly. So he's been paying close attention to how the cost of all of that is coming down to a place where people can afford it, because the manufacturing has been made better for them to be able to do it. We watched a program the other day where it was like a film of tape that actually captures the solar energy and then sends it back. It was really quite amazing.
That makes application a lot. That opens up application to things like vehicles.
Yeah.
All kinds of things, yes.
Yeah. And it's so small that it doesn't need that much actual sunlight coming in. The other use of mirrors, where the mirrors are sending the energy back up to a single source, was also really fascinating. I forget what state it is. It's somewhere
I
out
don't know.
It's out in the middle of it.
They're doing some here in Texas. There are factions of people that are interested in developing renewable energy here. Even though the powers that be hate it, they like the money. So there is some research going on here too. Yeah. It's slow. We're behind a lot of states, but I think eventually the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
We are going to have to switch to something that's sustainable and renewable.
And affordable.
Affordable, yes.
It should just be given to the public.
Yes, it should be
an open source thing where you can everyone needs to have this. Everyone needs to feel safe. Everyone needs to have the ability to thrive in their own home, and it shouldn't be such a heartbreaking expense.
Do you ever read what's his name? Is it Tom T. Hall? Is that his name? That The Gentle Way, the most beneficial outcome prayer guy. One of his guides talks about we're going to eventually have free energy machines. We will have machines that make free energy. We don't have it yet, but we will. And he thinks it's not that far away, like 5 to 10 years. We'll understand the technology.
Right.
But that's going to make a lot of energy companies resistant. They may be even downright angry.
Anytime there's change like that, I always wonder why they're so hands-off, when if they just jump in, they can share in continuing to pay their employees.
It's because they're controlling the economy now. As long as they can control the economy, they don't really care whether we have energy. They care if we buy energy. If there's energy that nobody has to buy, they're not interested in developing that.
Right.
So it's the mindset of the people has to change
everywhere,
so that those companies don't have any power over us anymore.
I remember a program that they were talking about in Japan where if your car was over 2 years old, you had to turn it in. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, but I get regular tune-ups and I change my oil and my filter and my, my exhaust is really filtered and it's all good. I'm not, no. If your car was over 2 years old, you had to turn it in. That's how they were so able to keep the air and to keep the people making cars and building cars and making them affordable and I mean, it set off this chain reaction that ultimately was good for everyone, at least as far as I can tell. I mean, I could be out to lunch on that, but I remember the documentary on why were they doing this? The cars are not disposable. We don't think of them as disposable. We think of them as something that's going to last us, a good 10 years, please. Because as we get older, that income coming in sometimes isn't as great as when it was when we bought the car. So
Right.
it's not likely. I mean, John keeps talking about, honey, don't you want an electric bike? And I keep thinking about, the little old granny lady going down, to the supermarket with the basket in front, not pedaling because, by then no muscles are going to be around. but an electric bike might work. So some of these things that I thought were just sort of comical years ago, now I'm looking at and going, is that going to be a reality? Because I have never been one to look down the road and go, oh, this is how I'm planning my life. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever figured that out. It was from one thing to the other thing to the next thing to the next thing. And then I had to take care of that. And then this came along and, and so it was like, now that I'm in a place where I'm not living by an alarm clock, I'm not running off to do something for someone else, and noticing the number of years on the calendar, right? Or what birthday is coming up next. It's like, oh, maybe I should have thought of that. And how do you accumulate it now? And what's left is, that's all there is. So, I mean, other than picking the right lottery ticket or whatever, at a certain point, there's this need to be very careful. I need to feel like, like the decision is a smart one.
But I do think that people's ideas are changing. That there's a shift away from amassing wealth and property to when did I have time to live? Now I got all this stuff and it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
The time is gone. So I think there's a shift it's a generational shift. The young people today aren't interested in that. They're interested in having a life and having experiences and not as interested in having more than they need.
Right.
So I think the shift is happening. And it's part of the energy shift that's going on now. But that old guard, those old people that run things, they're the ones clawing and trying to hold on to, the old thinking.
The old ways.
Yes.
I wonder how many times in our existence we've thought of things as being the old ways. The old, holding on to the old ways.
It's almost like it's coming back full circle, back to the way it was like before the patriarchy, before
right,
before the machine was set in motion.
Right. I mean, it must have been interesting to. We've seen footage of like downtown San Francisco in the early 1900s, where there are horse and buggies and automobiles sharing the road, and how interesting that was to watch. That they would have this horse running alongside an automobile, and what that must have done to the horse, right? How the horse
and that was before gasoline powered engines were chosen. So you had electric vehicles alongside gasoline powered vehicles. Right. So it was a time, yes, it was a time We zigged when we should have zagged. If we had gone with the electric vehicles,
Right.
we wouldn't have gone through all of this killing the planet. But maybe we had to go through that to get to understand that that wasn't what we should have done. We should have gone the other way, the less industrial.
Even understanding that they wired homes for electricity for lighting, just for lighting. I think about candles and fires and, how often it was not a good idea to have candles wherever they were. But at the same time, yes,
Right.
it did bring ease, but it also brought in another element that needed to be careful. You needed to be careful with it until we understood it. So it's
Right.
I think that, there are steps that have uncovered themselves. And oftentimes when we look back and think, well, if we didn't have the wheel, would we all just be walking? That might be good. That might not
We would.
be.
Or walking or dragging someone.
Yeah, exactly. Or jumping on an animal, right? So
Right.
we watched this show 1883. I don't know if anybody has seen it, but it was about a family that was hired to move people across the country from Missouri to California. And every episode, there was something unbelievable that they were having to put up with. And it was only unbelievable to me because I was not a pioneer. For them, this was something they were trained to look for, to live through, to understand. But at the end of every episode, I would look at John and John would look at me and we go, take the train, because the train had already been built at that point. Just take the train. So good at pros and cons of technology and advancement, and now they're looking to move more trains back on.
If
right?
you were moving across country though with all of your possessions, it would be more difficult to go by train if you had no way to pay for it.
Right. Yes, it was the only way to go.
So it would have necessitated that you move that way. But then you were open to all the dangers of being out in the open country.
Wow. Yes. Snakes, water, crossing rivers. It was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hey, Craig, we're glad you're here.
Good morning, Craig. No, I think you got it. I was going to talk about what Lauren said. Her granddaughter is 25, and that generation of young people is doing. We are technologically advanced enough now, and they can see the damage that's been done, and they can see a way to fix it. And have what they need, and for everybody to be comfortable.
Yeah. And I think that's what, the long-term shift has been from the I to the we.
Yes.
And the focus has become community. It's back to community. It's back to thinking in the bigger perspective.
Yes.
But the other thing that I love too about the generational
morning, Teresa.
Yes. Hi. That I love about it too is that they're open and courage, and their courage that they have, and this knowing that they have, that has this deep confidence that says, hey, we can do this. We know how to do this. Right? Where some of us are going, yeah, but we've lived through some of the oopses and some of the U-turn, come on back, in life, where they are not displaying any of that doubt in any of that lower kind of concern. They're just going, hey, we can do this. We know how to do this. We're going to do this. Chill. So it makes it this really interesting dynamic when you're talking with them about the future. When she came to California by train, took 2 weeks. Oh my gosh.
Sat on the floor, one meal at a time. You have to remember too how crowded it was then.
Yeah.
So if you were going by train and you didn't have the money to, have a Pullman car with a
Mhm.
bed and
Table.
all of that, then you had to share. It
Yeah.
was the same sort of thing as a ship and being able to afford steerage, but not a stateroom. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yeah.
that it's always been dictated by how much you could afford to pay.
Yeah.
And that's it. The younger generation's thinking is that doesn't make sense. If one person has to sit on the floor, everybody has to sit on the floor. If
Yes.
one person gets a bed, everybody gets a bed.
Well, and remember how they used to jump on the trains too that were empty, where the cars were for cargo, and they
Mm-hmm.
would just sleep on them and
Mm-hmm.
then jump off and on again, and, you know, that, adventure of
Yeah.
just moving from one spot to the next to
Yes.
have your circumstance change. But I love this, what Lauren's saying about, the younger generation already international in their thinking. The gaming and social
Yes.
media has the friendships around the world. And
Yes.
absolutely true. My daughters have friends all around the world, and it's fascinating to hear them talk about them like they're next door.
Well, if you think about, even I have friends all over the world. I have friends in South Africa. I have friends all over Europe. I have friends in Great Britain. I have some friends in Asia. I have
Yes.
friends in South America. And I'm just a little old lady sitting in my dining room in Texas. So
Yes.
if I've got that far of a reach,
Mhm.
then these young people that grew up with this technology, think about how plugged in they are
Right.
to a worldwide community.
Wow. Yeah.
That so there are no borders in their mind.
Right. They don't see it. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
They don't see it. It's as immediate as the next door neighbor. So,
That's just,
morning,
yeah.
Cat Mama. Good to see you here. Thanks for dropping
Good
by.
morning, Claudia. So, yeah, so yes, they are the ones that are, we're just holding the door open and shining the light, and they are going to step through it and take us
Yeah.
to the next level.
I really believe that too. I really do. That we are the supporters. We are the ones that are the, you know, the
Yeah,
cheerleaders that say, yeah, this is good. Keep going, keep going. The ones that can provide the foundation so that they can float above and dream and make it real.
yes,
And that's a really cool place to be.
yes,
It is. Because even in the chat right now,
it is. It
we're
is.
all across you know, the world, all across, all around. So it's really beautiful the way that technology has helped us to do that. And the
Good
next
morning,
step
Craig.
up, yeah, the next step up may be, um, you know, something really amazing that's going to help everybody as a whole rather than, you know,
It
rather than
will.
single. It's gonna be hard to convince it's hard to convince people to change their minds about something that is so ingrained and is so part of their character and their identity, where it isn't part of your identity, your circumstances. I am who I am. You are who you are. We are all inside the same, you know,
And
soul.
we're all equally important. We all have a job to do. And
Yes.
there's pride to be taken in every job, whether it's, cleaning floors or being an engineer. It doesn't matter. They're all
No.
important. They're all equally important. The
Right.
engineer can't work if the floors aren't clean, you know? So
Exactly. It's
it's
all important. Yeah, everybody has a
all
job.
important.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it's been exciting and I'm excited to think of what's coming around the corner. Just in the experiences that I've had in with the dream work, with the angel work, it's
Yes.
it's way more than I ever would have thought it could possibly be. So it's exciting, even though we know. So we'll just get through because the sun does come out and the snow does melt and
It
eventually
does.
we
It
can go to the
does.
grocery store again. So but I'm gonna cross my fingers for you, Ron, that they keep the power on for you and in this upcoming storm and
At least until you get your generator set up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that I would be able to do that. We were actually going to look and see if there aren't some sort of federal programs, that
Right.
assist, because sometimes there are.
Claudia has asked about my monkey. This is
Aha.
Monkey. He's a rescue that I saw him online. My guide saw him online. I was looking somewhere else, and the page kept going to where this dog was online being offered as an adoptable pet. And so I finally took the hint that I was supposed to check on this dog, and I wrote an email. And the next day, the lady brought him to me 70 miles and
Wow.
dropped him off at my door and said, "I will send you the paperwork tomorrow." so, and he,
Wonderful.
yes, he's sensitive, and he wants to be with us. The energy draws him over.
Yeah, he comes in all the time. He's part of the group.
You missed. Were you here when my cat made an appearance? He almost never comes on in front of the camera. He usually stays. He sometimes lays right behind my laptop, so you can't see him, but he's here.
Yeah, mine likes to sit on the keys. Mine likes to sit on the keyboard. So sometimes when I'm in the chat and there's this gobbledygook that comes across, it's because she's laid down and sent out her own message.
Yes.
Anybody can read Kitty. That's what that is. So but yeah, we are totally hoping that whoever is coming up on this snow issue, that you guys have, peanut butter and jelly and thermoses for warm water, and maybe one of those little camper things. That little camper stove thing that just really rescued us, because it's just a canister of fuel, and those canisters were like $1 a piece. So but it is a concern, and just be well. Make sure that you take care of you and take your vitamins, with the sips of water, and stay warm and safe, because we love you and we want you to be around and be around for a long time. So we will send out energy that says the snow or the winds or whatever to pass over water and not over us. And
Yes.
hopefully we'll all be okay to do this again. Are we doing this again next week? Would you like to do this again next week, Deb?
Katie, don't you have something to do next week?
I think it's the following week.
Is it the following week, or is it?
Yeah, it's the following week. So the 9th is good.
So we will be back next week. Do you want to do it here on your channel, or you want to do my channel?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
I don't have a preference. If you want to go again and try to get the practice under your belt for doing the live.
Yeah, I love sharing it, and and I like the challenge too. So to make it fun for everybody.
We will be back then next week right here on Katie's channel while she's learning the ropes.
Awesome. And we hope that you guys will all come and hang out with us again. Share with us what's going on with you guys, and hopefully there won't be anything dramatic to talk about. We can just talk about dreams, or we can talk about our exciting ideas for the future. That would be a fun show too. What would we like to see happen in the future, so that we don't have to look at each other and say, "Take the train."
Yes, please subscribe.
Yeah, take the train.
Subscribe to Dream Detective Kate and ring the bell. If you need to contact me, you know where I am, and my email is underneath any of my videos and on my community page.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That way we know that people want us to continue. So until next week, all, we will see you. Thank you for being here. Take care.